There will be times in life when you encounter people who don't treat you the way you deserve. They may ignore your worth, belittle your ideas, or dismiss your value. If you're not careful, you can start to believe their opinion is a reflection of who you are. But here's the truth. Their inability to see your value doesn't decrease your value. Just because someone doesn't respect you doesn't mean you're not worthy of respect. You were created with greatness, and no one's attitude can diminish what God has already placed inside you. The first way to handle people who don't respect you is to guard your inner peace. You can't control how others act, but you can control how you respond. When someone disrespects you, the temptation is to argue, prove your point, or show them they're wrong. But the more you try to win their approval, the more you give them power over your emotions. Don't let someone's immaturity pull you out of character. Your peace is too valuable to hand over to people who don't appreciate it. Instead of reacting with anger, rise above it. Keep your joy. Remember, peace is a gift, and it's up to you to protect it. When you keep your inner calm, you're not saying what they did was right. You're simply choosing not to let it poison your spirit. Imagine a beautiful, clear lake. It stays calm until someone starts throwing stones. If the lake responded by splashing back every time, it would lose its clarity. But when it stays still, eventually the ripples fade and the water is calm again. That's how your spirit is. Don't let every stone thrown by someone else disturb your waters. Hold your peace, because peace is a sign of strength. The second way to handle people who don't respect you is to stop chasing their approval. Some people spend years trying to win the respect of someone who has no intention of giving it. They change who they are, go out of their way, bend over backward, but still come up empty. Respect that isn't freely given will never truly satisfy you. You don't need everyone to like you, applaud you, or validate you to know your worth. If someone doesn't see your value, it's their loss, not yours. The mistake many make is thinking, if I just do more, maybe then they'll respect me. But no matter what you do, there will always be people who refuse to see your worth. And that's okay, because your destiny is not tied to their opinion. Their approval is not the fuel that moves your life forward. The only approval you need is already stamped on you. You are enough just as you are. When you stop chasing respect from people who refuse to give it, you'll free yourself to walk confidently in who you are. You'll discover that the right people will honor you, celebrate you, and treat you with the dignity you deserve. You don't have to strive for it. You don't have to beg for it. It will naturally flow when you're around people who truly value you. So don't waste your time watering dead plants. Don't keep knocking on closed doors, hoping for a different result. Let go of the need for their validation and start living in the freedom of knowing you are already valuable. When you shift your focus, you'll find that you no longer need their respect to feel complete, because you know your worth comes from something far greater. There will always be people in life who don't respect you, who treat you as though you don't matter, who overlook your value and dismiss your voice. If you're not careful, their behavior can get inside you, and before long you find yourself upset, discouraged, or even doubting who you are. But you were never meant to live that way. The first way to handle people who don't respect you is to guard your inner peace. Your peace is one of the most powerful gifts you've been given. And if you hand it over every time someone mistreats you, you'll spend your days living offended, reacting to everything that comes your way, and allowing other people to dictate how high or low your spirit rises. You have to make the decision that no matter what others do, you will not let them steal your calm or poison your joy. When someone disrespects you, it's natural to want to strike back. The urge to prove yourself, to argue, to make them see your worth feel strong. But that only takes you down to their level. Think of it this way: if someone throws mud at you, the moment you bend down to throw it back, you've gotten dirty too. Instead, stay standing tall. Hold your ground with dignity. Silence can be stronger than shouting. Refusing to engage can be a greater sign of strength than winning the argument. When you guard your inner peace, you're not pretending what they did was right. You're simply choosing not to allow their wrong to ruin your right. Your inner peace is like a treasure chest. Inside it are your joy, your clarity, your hope, your strength. If you leave the chest wide open, anyone can come along and take what they please. But when you put a lock on it, when you say, I will not hand over my peace to disrespect, to insults, to immaturity, then your treasure stays safe. Guarding your peace means deciding in advance that you're not going to let everything get to you. You're not going to let every comment, every attitude, every cold shoulder disturb your spirit. Imagine your heart like a beautiful garden. Peace is the soil that allows love, wisdom, and joy to grow. But if you allow disrespect to plant seeds of bitterness in that soil, weeds begin to take over. Soon, what was once a thriving place is overrun with anger and resentment. Guarding your peace is like pulling out the weeds quickly before they take root. You don't allow their behavior to live rent-free in your mind. You refuse to rehearse the offense over and over. You keep your spirit clean because your future is too important to be weighed down by someone else's actions. There will always be difficult people. You can't control how they treat you, but you can control how much access you give them to your emotion. Some people thrive on drama. They want to provoke you so they can prove a point. If you take the bait, they win twice. First by disrespecting you, and second by watching you lose your calm. But if you smile, if you stay steady, if you hold on to your peace, they lose their power. You've just shown that your character is stronger than their insult. Guarding your peace also means creating boundaries. You don't have to stay in every conversation. You don't have to respond to every message. You don't have to give everyone equal access to your heart. Respect is a two-way street. And if someone continually shows they don't value you, it's okay to love them from a distance. You can wish them well without inviting their negativity into your daily life. Protecting your peace doesn't make you cold. It makes you wise. It keeps you whole so that you can continue being the person you were created to be. Think of an eagle soaring high in the sky. It doesn't waste time chasing after every crow that caws at it. If it did, it would never get anywhere. Instead, the eagle keeps soaring higher, and eventually the crows can't even reach it. That's what guarding your peace looks like. Don't stop your flight to deal with every distraction. Don't lower yourself to respond to every ounce of disrespect. Rise above it, keep soaring, and eventually, those who don't respect you won't even be able to touch your spirit. Sometimes the greatest sign of strength is walking away. Not out of weakness, not because you couldn't say something, but because you know your peace is worth more than proving a point. Your destiny is too valuable to be sidetracked by people who don't see your worth. Let them underestimate you. Let them misjudge you. It doesn't change who you are. The only way their disrespect can harm you is if you let it live inside you. So make the choice every morning. Today I will guard my peace. Today I will not let disrespect dictate my joy. Today I will rise above negativity. When you live this way, you become untouchable by the little things that used to frustrate you. You carry a calm that others can't shake, a strength that no insult can move, a dignity that no disrespect can diminish. Guarding your inner peace doesn't just protect you from hurtful people, it positions you to walk in confidence, clarity, and strength no matter what comes your way. One of the most exhausting ways to live is constantly trying to earn the respect of people who refuse to give it. You bend, you stretch, you adjust yourself again and again, but no matter how much effort you put in, it's never enough. That's why the second way to handle people who don't respect you is to stop chasing their approval. Your worth was never meant to be in the hands of another person. You don't need their applause to know your value, and you don't need their validation to move forward in life. When you recognize that your identity doesn't depend on how others see you, you'll stop wasting energy chasing something that was never yours to begin with. The mistake many people make is thinking, if I can just do this better, maybe then they'll respect me. If I prove myself one more time, maybe they'll finally recognize my worth. But the truth is, some people will never respect you, not because of anything you've done wrong, but because of the place they're in. Their lack of respect doesn't come from your lack of value. It comes from their inability to see it. You could shine as brightly as the sun, and still they'd complain about the light. When you tie your peace to the approval of others, you give them the power to decide whether you feel complete. But when you stop chasing their respect, you take that power back. You have to understand that respect is a gift, not a demand. If someone freely offers it, that's wonderful. But if they don't, you can't force it out of them. Think about it like this. If you're planting seeds in soil that refuses to grow anything, you can water it, fertilize it, tend it day and night, but nothing will ever sprout. The problem isn't you, it's the soil. In the same way, you can pour out kindness, effort, and energy toward people who don't respect you. But if their heart is closed, you'll never reap the reward you're hoping for. Stop watering dead soil. Invest your energy in people and places that appreciate who you are. The danger of chasing approval is that it can cause you to lose yourself. You start changing who you are just to fit their expectations. You silence your voice because you're afraid it won't be accepted. You hide your uniqueness because you're worried it won't be respected. Before long, you've shrunk into a version of yourself that no longer reflects the person you were created to be. Approval that costs you your authenticity isn't worth it. Real respect is found when you stand firm in your true self, not when you trade it for someone else's acceptance. Think of it like a priceless diamond. Whether people recognize its value or not, it remains valuable. Someone might walk past it without noticing, but that doesn't lower its worth. Another person might pick it up and not realize what they're holding, but that ignorance doesn't change its rarity. And then there are those who see it for what it is and cherish it. You are that diamond. The wrong people may overlook you. The blind may mishandle you, but the right people will recognize your value without you having to prove anything. Stop wasting your shine on those who refuse to see it. There's a deep freedom that comes when you no longer depend on others' respect to feel whole. You wake up lighter because you know you're not auditioning for anyone's approval today. You speak with confidence because you're not worried about who might dismiss your words. You walk with strength because you've let go of the pressure to earn something that should come naturally. That freedom will lift you above the opinions of people who never truly mattered in the first place. Don't let the absence of respect from certain people convince you that you're not worthy of it. Some will never respect you, no matter what you do. And that's okay, because your destiny is not tied to their opinion. You don't need them to open the doors for you. The right doors will open at the right time, without their help. You don't need them to validate it by the greatness that's within you. Their respect isn't your fuel, and their disapproval isn't your downfall. When you stop chasing their approval, you free yourself to move forward without unnecessary baggage. Here's the truth. The right people will respect you without being asked. They'll honor you, celebrate your gifts, and treat you with the dignity you deserve. You won't have to beg for it or bend yourself out of shape to earn it. Respect that as genuine flows naturally. That's why you must release the burden of trying to convince the wrong ones. The moment you stop needing their approval, you'll start attracting the ones who see your worth clearly. So make the decision to stop running after what should come willingly. Don't lower yourself to win the respect of those who refuse to give it. Don't allow your peace, your confidence, your sense of worth to depend on someone else's limited view of you. When you stop chasing approval, you reclaim your identity, your strength, and your joy. You rise above the need to be liked by everyone, and you begin to live from the unshakable truth that you are valuable, you are worthy, and you are enough, whether they ever acknowledge it or not.